Good afternoon and welcome to KISS TV's election news update. Coming up in this bulletin. Presidential tallies continue to rise even as the votes continue to be counted across the country. Churches have praised Kenyans for voting peacefully. And finally, schools reopen on Monday next week. For these and more, join us for this bulletin. This is KISS TV's election news update. UDA presidential candidate William Ruto is currently leading in the provisional results received so far, with 1,066,542, followed by Azimio La Umoja candidate with 986,965 votes. George Wajakoya of Roots Party is third with 8,748 votes, while David Maure of Agano Party is trailing with 4,449 votes. Our political analyst Felix Olik is up next with his thoughts about the election so far.
This is the closest election we've ever had. It's what analysts would ordinarily say, too close to call. William Ruto has a comfortable lead in parts of Mount Kenya. He has also made considerable inroads in Raila Odinga's strongholds at the coast and in Western. But that is not to say that Raila is doing dismally. He has maintained largely his strongholds, especially in Nyanza, Ukambani, parts of Kilifi, and a number of coastal counties. And he's also leading in Western. He's also doing well in areas that he lost in 2017, like Kisii and parts of Northeastern. So this election is very close. Whether around one victory is possible remains to be seen. But even if any of the two candidates were to cross the 50% plus one vote, then my prediction is that it will be between a range of 300 to 500,000 votes. A number of political bigwigs have fallen in this election. And I think for me, there are two things that quickly come to mind. One is the Uhuru Kenyatta factor in this election, and two is the strength of political parties. If you look at the Uhuru Kenyatta factor, I think Central Kenya generally, the politicians who stuck with the president have been swept by the UDA wave across Mount Kenya. That has also happened. For other regions like Nyanza, the ODM wave was very clear. Independents have been swept. That has also happened in Ruto-controlled counties where independent candidates have been swept. The next battlefront between these two front runners then becomes the battle for who controls parliament. That remains to be seen because the results are still streaming in. On when the IBC is likely to declare the results, well, the IBC is in a very comfortable place. The law allows them 7 days to declare presidential results. So far, most of the Forms 34As, that is results from polling stations, almost all of them are in. So for the first time, IBC finds itself in a very comfortable place because political parties will themselves be able to know who is winning this election. So Chebukati and his team may not be in a hurry. They would want to take things easy, tally the results quietly, and they take comfort that the country is largely calm.
Indeed, thank you, Felix, for your insights. Elsewhere, religious leaders have praised Kenyans for conducting peaceful voting yesterday. The leaders are, however, calling upon all candidates, supporters and commentators to carefully consider their words and actions in response to the results that will be announced, adding that the individual aspiration for leadership by any person should not put the lives of Kenyans at risk. They've also urged voters and candidates in areas where elections are postponed to remain peaceful and patient as they await the opportunity to vote for their leaders. Elsewhere, schools will be reopened on Monday next week. Education CS George Magoha says the Ministry of Education has been informed that the process of tallying ballots may still be ongoing tomorrow when learners were expected back to school. Schools were immediately closed on Tuesday last week to allow the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission to affix the voters' register 7 days before the election as required by law. Most schools across the country are used as polling stations. Deputy President William Ruto has thrived by beating his main rival Raila Odinga in Martha Karua's polling station. Results from Form 34A uploaded by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission reveal that Ruto garnered 911 votes against Raila's 311 votes at Mugumo Primary School. The school in Gishugu constituency is where Karua cast her vote, being the first one at the polling station. And finally, a section of Kenyans have attributed the low voter turnout in some parts of the country to the high cost of living. They're now asking the next government to prioritize lowering the cost of living once it assumes power. Others say most have been disappointed by previous elections as many leaders join politics for selfish gains. That's our bulletin for right now. Please do stay with us throughout the day. We will give you updates as they arise. My name is Susan Kimasha. This is KISS TV's Election News Update.